Have you ever noticed how some days you wake up ready to conquer the world, and others, you can barely find the will to move? We've all been there, stuck between wanting change and feeling too drained to chase it. The truth is, motivation is not what builds your future, consistency is. Because motivation fades when life gets heavy, when stress builds up, when people disappoint you, when the world feels unfair. But consistency shows up even when your heart doesn't feel like it. And that's what changes everything. Today, let's uncover 5 daily habits that prove why consistency trumps motivation, and how these simple shifts can transform your 2025. There are days when everything inside you resists movement, when the bed feels heavier, your thoughts spiral, and even small tasks seem pointless. You think, what's the use? That's the silent battle everyone faces between emotion and discipline. The truth is, motivation is unreliable, it depends on how you feel in the moment. But consistency isn't emotional, it's a decision you renew daily. Showing up, even for 10 minutes, even imperfectly, is how you reclaim power from doubt. When you choose action over hesitation, you teach your mind that you can be trusted. Over time, that self-trust becomes strength. It's not about intensity, it's about loyalty to your purpose, even on the days you feel weakest. The simple act of showing up becomes a quiet declaration, I will not abandon myself today. When life gets loud, everything demands your attention, messages, deadlines, noise, emotions, and before you know it, your peace is scattered. That's when routine becomes your anchor. People think routines are boring, but in truth, they're sacred. A good routine protects your energy from chaos. It gives structure to the unpredictable. Waking up early, making your bed, taking 5 minutes of stillness, these aren't small habits, they're small acts of self-respect. A consistent rhythm gives you control over what life tries to steal, your calm, focus, and sense of direction. When you protect your routine, you're not being rigid, you're building emotional armor that keeps your mind clear and your soul steady, even in the storm. Emotions can be powerful teachers, but when they lead every decision, they can quietly destroy your consistency. One small disappointment, one harsh word, and suddenly your whole day feels wasted. That's why emotional discipline matters, not the kind that suppresses feelings, but the kind that gives them direction. You can acknowledge sadness, anger, or exhaustion without surrendering to them. Discipline says, I see how I feel, but I'll still do what's right. It's the calm in the middle of chaos. The strength to pause before reacting, to breathe before quitting, to think before speaking. That small pause is where peace begins. It's how you replace reaction with reflection. The more you master that pause, the less control the world has over your emotions. That's not suppression, that's strength, quiet, steady, and rooted. In the chase for progress, we often forget to look back and honor how far we've come. We focus so hard on what's missing that we miss the miracle of what's already here. Gratitude doesn't make you passive, it keeps your heart alive while you work for more. Reflection helps you see lessons hidden in failures, patterns in growth, and beauty in the ordinary. Ending your day with 3 small acknowledgements, one thing you did right, one thing you learned, one thing you're thankful for, can shift your entire mindset. It builds contentment without killing ambition. Gratitude softens the edges of stress, reminds you of divine balance, and grounds you in faith that every step, even the unseen ones, is moving you closer to peace. There comes a point in every journey where you've done all you can, yet nothing seems to move. The silence between effort and result can feel unbearable. That's where faith in the process becomes your greatest strength. Growth often happens quietly, beneath the surface, far from what anyone can see. Consistency means trusting that each small action, even the unnoticed ones, is part of something greater taking shape. It's about believing that the unseen work still matters, every late night, every disciplined step, every moment of patience. The reward may not be immediate, but it's inevitable for those who stay steady. When you hold faith through uncertainty, you develop peace that doesn't depend on evidence. You stop demanding instant results and start walking with trust. That's when life shifts, when effort turns from pressure into prayer. In a world full of noise, distractions pull you in every direction, endless goals, endless comparisons. You end up exhausted, not from working too hard, but from working without focus. Simplifying your life doesn't mean doing less, it means doing what truly matters. When you choose a few meaningful priorities, something that strengthens your soul, sharpens your mind, and supports your purpose, everything else starts to align. Focus is a form of respect for your own time and energy. It's saying no to what drains you so you can say yes to what grows you. The more you simplify, the more consistent you become, because clarity removes confusion. When your goals are clear, your actions gain strength, and your days start flowing with direction instead of distraction. Sometimes we give up not because we're weak, but because progress feels invisible. You're doing everything right, showing up, trying again, staying patient, yet nothing seems to move. That's when the power of small wins becomes everything. Big goals can overwhelm the mind, but micro wins feed the spirit. When you acknowledge the tiny victories, waking up on time, finishing that task, staying kind when you could have snapped, you remind yourself that growth is happening in real time. Progress isn't about speed, it's about direction. Each small win builds confidence and rewires your brain to see yourself as capable, not failing. It shifts your focus from perfection to persistence. And when you learn to celebrate small steps, consistency becomes natural, not forced. Those quiet achievements are what build the unstoppable version of you that no failure can shake. Your why is your compass. It keeps you steady when motivation fades and life gets heavy. Without a clear purpose, even the best habits lose power. It's easy to forget why you started when stress and setbacks blur your vision. That's why you must reconnect with your why every morning before the world starts talking. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to grow into? That question realigns your actions with meaning. It's not about chasing perfection, it's about remembering who you are becoming. When your purpose is alive, routine turns into ritual, and every effort, no matter how small, feels sacred. Your why transforms repetition into devotion, and consistency becomes an act of faith in yourself and in the journey you're walking. Motivation comes and goes, but consistency builds the life you dream of. If you remember just one thing today, let it be this: consistency trumps motivation because it transforms who you are, not just how you feel. Stay patient. Stay grounded. Build your habits. And let peace, gratitude, and discipline lead your 2025. Share your thoughts below. How are you healing today? Together, we grow stronger, one consistent step at a time.